Welcome to the One in the Shibal podcast with Susie and Ed.
And Jilly.
We're
just two Asian Americans talking shit about shit.
And a dog.
Hi, Jilly girl. She's like a permanent fixture now. I think she's an official co-star.
Yeah.
Huh. Because she's so good. She's such a good girl.
I don't know if you guys have been watching on us on our YouTube. A lot of times, actually, Jilly stares into the camera. And it's terrifyingly cute.
She knows her angles, and she knows when, what we need from her. She's giving. Hi, girl. Hi, Ed. How was your week?
Good. I feel like not that much happened, just everyday stuff. But the Matthew Perry thing.
Oh, fuck. I know.
Away. I get it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, dang, that sucks. But like, I don't normally get that affected by celebrities dying.
Yeah.
But the Matthew Perry thing really hits me hard for some reason. And I've been trying to figure out why this whole week.
Yeah.
And I can't tell, like, I did love Friends as much as everyone else did, but like, I don't think that's it. I think when I was a kid, even though I wasn't allowed to watch Friends, because it was like, just wasn't allowed to watch TV, if you guys remember that story. But, I think even in high school and college, because I watched a lot of Friends like freshman year of high school, college, I think I like developed a lot of my personality and identity with Chandler.
Oh my God, that really makes a lot of sense.
And then
your defense mechanisms, your sarcasm.
Yep.
Oh my God,
and
are you the Korean Chandler Bing?
And then subsequently, I like identified with Matthew Perry, the human, because I was
struggled so
really
much.
Sensitive kid.
Yeah.
I used to get bullied and made fun of all the time. And it was like in 5th grade that I was like, you know what? I'm going to act like a bully just to shield myself from being bullied. Like I didn't actually bully anyone. I just decided I was like, if I'm an asshole, I'm not gonna get bullied. But then after Friends, I was like, oh, I can deflect with humor. And that became my whole personality.
Yeah, right.
And then when like I found out after Friends that Matthew Perry was like struggling with drugs and stuff, and then I was like, wow, that I identify with that because there's like a sadness to being funny all the time because you're like masking insecurities and stuff. So I think like I just like really identified with him, and I think I like really championed him over the years. Like I didn't pay too close attention, but I always kept being like, come on, Matthew, get
we're rooting
together,
for you.
Get everything together, like get back in the spotlight, like whatever you need to do. And I think that just like between that, the aging thing, like having friends who are now like at the age of like having heart attacks and dying, it's just like, it's like it's a lot.
It's a lot of like reality, right? And I think a lot of I think he himself, Matthew Perry, said that he wasn't like necessarily acting, like he was Chandler Bing.
Yeah, that's
Chandler
what
Bing
I mean.
was him, and so they were the two people were intertwined. They weren't separate, and so I think a lot of people are having a really hard time with this one. I know that I am. Friends came out when I was in my late. Wait, what year did it come out? I don't know, but I was an adult.
I want to say like early to mid, like
90s?
93 or something.
Yes, like 90, something like that. So I was like late teens, early young adult. And so I identified with that show completely. Like these young people trying to find their way. And I think a lot of people feel that way. But I also have this like, I don't want to say special connection. I have this very special place in my heart for Matthew Perry because one of my friends growing up worked with Matthew Perry, like as one of his people. I'm not going to say who because she's actually quite famous in the industry as one of these people who does her particular job. But so she worked very closely with Matthew, and she's like, I was like, I'm in love with Matthew Perry. I love Matthew Perry. I love people who are very obviously. You're my podcast partner. Sarcasm is a language I understand.
Yeah.
And so I loved him. I was like in love with him. He was like one of my like celebrity crushes, and we got to go to tapings of Friends. And I was like, I don't think anybody. Do you have ever been to a sitcom taping?
No.
It is like 16 hours.
I heard. That's part of the reason why I don't go.
One slice of pizza and you're like, I'm going to die here, but it's so worth it. Because I was on the set of the most popular show.
Yeah, that's crazy. And while also going, for 16 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I thought, okay, if I ever meet Matthew Perry, he will fall in love with me, and we will get married. And
Sarah Michelle Gellar, yep.
Right, we all have that. Yeah. We all have that one, and he was my one. And so when I heard that he had passed away, I have never really experienced denial like that. Like my friend texted me, my friend Sherry was like, hey, did you hear the news about Matthew Perry? Because she was with me at one of the tapings. And she's like, can you believe he passed away?
You went to multiple?
Mm. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? I was like, that's not funny. That's a weird joke. Yeah. Why would you say that? I was totally in denial about it. And then I was.
That was a thing. Remember recently?
For sure. Yeah. People would do that.
Yeah. This celebrity passed away.
Your favorite celebrity died. It's like, oh, that's a mean trick. But I was also in like this gymnasium at this school watching this volleyball game, not one of ours, but watching a volleyball game. And I had like no service. I couldn't get online. I just got that random text. So I couldn't research it. And I was like, I don't know if she's lying. I don't know if it's true. And I was like panicking. And then I found out that it was true. And I think also, because Friends is still so much a part of popular culture. Like, it's not something that happened. It's like Seinfeld. Seinfeld happened, and then like that was it.
It kind of fizzled away. Yeah.
Right. New generations of people are obsessed with Friends, just as we were back when it first came out.
Partially because it's not as problematic as like say Seinfeld.
Right. Yeah. Right. It does have a few things, and there definitely has like sexist undertones.
It doesn't have a Kramer who was super racist.
I hated that show. Let's be honest. But so I think so many of us, it's still so much part of our consciousness. So losing Matthew Perry was really sad.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I actually like cried when I first found out and like watched that first video of like people reminiscing. And I was like,
oh my God, when they play the Friends theme song and it's all slow and like.
Oh, did you see the Charlie Puth?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to see it.
He had like a concert like that night or something, and he like played the Friends song, and then it immediately went into that Fast and Furious song for Paul Walker.
Yeah. My husband also is, in AA. And so he has had meetings with Matthew Perry in the meetings. So I'm not allowed to really.
Your husband met Matthew Perry?
No. So they do a lot of Zoom. He doesn't go to a lot of in person just because he got sober during the pandemic. So he's just kind of accustomed to doing a Zoom, which I probably maybe shouldn't have said because he knows, everybody knows he was in AA.
He was actually very adamant about that. He championed recovery so much.
Right. So, when my husband found out that, they had lost Matthew Perry, he took it really hard too. Cause, we didn't know at the time what he had passed away from. And so sometimes they, we wondered, did he relapse? Did something, happen? So, you worry
about that.
You worry. Yeah. So,
and it was like something, it was comforting to know that, you know what I mean? Like as hard as his life was,
right.
He stayed strong. His body just gave out.
And so fortunate that he got to live to see something like his book come to fruition. I haven't read it yet. I definitely intend to, but just to see something that like he really, I think, genuinely wanted to help people and to have been able to have done that. And I think his book is now like #1.
Wasn't Matthew Perry the one who like opened up a house or his house for recovery? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He seemed like he went through really hard times.
He did.
And really focused on helping other people to get over it. And that is something else that I also identify with Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
Damn it. Don't cry.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Matthew Perry was also someone who I was like, not romantically, but I was like, if I ever meet him, he's going to be like,
best friend, man. Yeah, you and me.
And you. You know how he, like that face. Yeah.
For sure. We will miss you, Matthew Perry. He's got has a place in my heart.
We won't ever forget you. In fact, I went to your daughter's volleyball game the other night, which I'm sure you'll talk about in a minute. But your sister's daughter was wearing a Friends shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That night.
Yeah.
And I asked your sister, I was like, oh my God. I was like, does she wear that? And she was like, oh, she doesn't even know. She's like, she's too young. I was like, yep, that makes sense.
It's like a 10-year-old wearing a Nirvana shirt. They're like, oh, it just seems cool. It's something cool. I was like, you have no idea how timely that shirt is. But
also, I was also like, why is everyone all of a sudden own Friends shirts and I don't all of a sudden? I was like, why does everybody have a Friends shirt?
Have you always had one since the 90s or is this a new shirt?
Yeah, I was like, where is this coming from? But how was your week otherwise?
My week was super busy. Like you said, we had a volleyball game and we had our first loss of the season. It was so tough.
It was tough, but it was a great game.
It was a great game. We went 3 games. It was 1-1. And then in the last game, we lost by like 3 points. I mean, it was so close, and I coach. So like watching my girls like play actual volleyball was so inspiring. And, there's one particular player on the team that is, not my daughter who didn't really love playing. She didn't really love playing. I think she just did it because her sister did it and her parents kind of made her. And this game was the first game that I really saw her enjoying herself. And she had this huge smile on her face. Yeah. She was getting all of her serves over. She was jumping up and down. She was so excited. And I really had this moment where I was like, okay, whatever the outcome of this game is, no matter what happens from here on out, win or lose, this moment is one of the moments that is going to be burned into my brain and my consciousness forever, because this is why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm devoting so much time to this team. So
yeah, you talked about her before, the tall one, right? And she has a very calm persona,
yes,
right? She's like very put together, but you could tell that she was focused, but she wasn't dreading being there. You could tell that she was enjoying it. And really in fact, it was fun. It was very, a lot of kudos to you, because like you can tell that the team, they're a team. Thank you. You know what I mean? I feel like that's because of your coaching, but like you could tell that there was like the amount of supporting that they gave each other. And like, there was like never any judgments with like mistakes or anything like that,
No
which like, I remember watching and being like, oh, if I had a team like that, I probably wouldn't have shied away from sports, because it was like the mistakes and then like the guilt that made me be like, yep, no, I'm not doing this again.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I told them all, I'm like, show me who's the perfect player. Who's the most perfect player on this team? None of you. You guys are all equals on this team. Nobody. And I say this at every practice. I said, no one person has ever won a volleyball game by themselves. Yeah. Never in the history of the game. You can't win. You cannot win by yourself. So, they take that lesson with them. And I will say, at the end of the game, I screamed at the girls, was that not the most fun you've ever had? And they were all so sad. And they were like, and then they like came around to her. They're like, yeah, that was really fun. They all just were like jumping up and down at how much fun they had playing the game. And then the opposing team, all their players came up to my girls and we went up to them and they're like, this was so much fun. I can't wait till next year. This was so exciting. You guys are really good. Like, no, you're really good. Yeah. And the parents, and this doesn't really happen. Like all of the other parents came up to me and told me what a great team I had and how, hard they played and how exciting it was. The ref was like, this was the best game I've seen all season, maybe all my career in sixth grade.
It was a really exciting game. I was literally like,
why is this
did I not go to middle school games? I was like, was I an idiot? I was like, should I even go to, because it was like really intense. There was like a couple girls that I literally could imagine them being like, oh, you're going to play volleyball and it's going to take you places.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. So, I only have a team of 8. And on court, you have 6 at all times. I only have 2 alternates. I don't have a big team. Some teams have 15, 20 girls on the team.
Oh, wait. The other team did have like 6 girls on the bench.
I think they had like 12 girls, 12 or 13 girls. So I don't have a lot of subs. I don't have a lot of backup at all. So I have to really rely on the girls that I have. And they all fucking stepped up. They all stepped up. I couldn't be more proud. I could not be more proud of them. So, we lost one. And I don't know. We have a couple games left. But, it is what it is. And we had, Halloween yesterday. And I had the parade at their school. So I go to school and they all come up to me in their little costumes. They're like, oh my God, yesterday was so much fun. I had the best time. It was so much fun. I can't wait to play that school again next year. We're going to kill them next year. I'm like, fuck yeah. you know? So just to know that they're looking forward to more of this because they had such a good time now. It's really important. Also 5 out of my 8 girls, they're playing club this year. So everybody better look the fuck out. This is all their first year playing club, which means that they are just sharpening their craft, their tools. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Your team looked more together and rehearsed than the other team. The other team kind of looked like a bit of a free for all.
They were, and that was part of the reason why we didn't win is because they could definitely get the ball over and they could definitely play.
They also had like 1 or 2 girls who were like powerhouse servers.
Right. But there's a structure to volleyball, right? There is a cadence and a tempo to volleyball. And when you don't have that to play off of another team, you get thrown off. And also, honestly, up until this point, we've pretty much blown through every other team because we're good. Yeah. We've blown through every other team. So we haven't had a lot of gameplay practice. It's more just like on the court, like at practices, but we haven't actually had practice in actual games, like playing other people. So whatever, it's great. It was so much fun. I don't regret a second of it, and then, like I said, when we had Halloween and I have no energy. I don't know if it's because of all the drinks I had. I don't know if it's because of all the sugar I ate. I don't know if it's because of all the running around I did, but today I'm just like, I'm as much a zombie right now as I was yesterday with my zombie makeup on.
Is that what you were?
I didn't even take a picture. I was so busy. Didn't even realize I was a zombie. I was like a skeleton, a dead whatever. I don't even know. I was just like, I need something. So I just put makeup on really quickly.
Oh, so like last week.
Yeah.
And then we also forgot to take a photo last week too.
Yeah, where the fucking
Susie's like, I have to go do something. And she like took it off and immediately she comes out and was like, Oh, we should have taken a picture.
I'm sorry. But speaking of Halloween, we had a little banter on TikTok about candy. And there was so much slander about
no slander.
All slander. Number one, about what candies are the best. Okay. And number two, of those candies, how to eat them. So we are going to take a lesson on how to properly eat candy.
I was like, who puts dots 3? And there was a bunch of people who were like, I
love dots. Yeah. Okay. All right. So.
What's happening?
So this has everything to do with 2 candies in particular, Snickers and Kit Kats. First, we'll start with the Snickers. I only have the baby one.
I forgot they have baby-sized Snickers.
There's some baby. You should eat the bigger one, though, because then you can really get more of the experience, okay?
You say so.
So.
Once it starts melting in my hands, I'm just going to pop it in my
mouth. So then before you do that, okay, so as it comes down, before you even take the wrapper off, just bite this little square of chocolate off, okay? Just that. So then.
There a piece of hair on mine. Okay.
Just blame the dog. Okay? Now, quickly take it out.
Insane.
By the other end, and then hold both ends. You're going to have to hold it for just a second.
But there's caramel there.
Just do it. Now hold it. Hold it like a... Yeah.
There's caramel there.
You're fine.
No, it's sticking. I hate this.
Now.
I hate this so much.
Hold it like this. Just bite the nougat part off. Flip it. The underside.
The underside?
Yes. Now just bite the nougat off.
What the heck?
Not just that part, the whole thing.
Nougat?
Yes.
Nougat?
Like a corn on the cob.
I hate this. I hate this.
Yep. Oh my God, why are you taking such baby dainty bites? What are you doing?
I don't know where to...
All the way till you get to the peanuts.
I'm so scared right now. I don't even know where I'm at. This is so sticky. I hate this.
And then now you can eat that part. And you get just peanuts and caramel and chocolate. And it's so delightful. Don't die. How good is that? What happened? You miss water.
I swallowed it. I breathed it in chocolate.
Pause.
I'm allergic to this Snicker eating process.
Are you dead?
There's stuff all over my fingers and I can't even get the bottle of water open. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Do you need a napkin, you weirdo?
Yes, I do.
That should not have been this dramatic, everyone. This should not.
Do you know me?
Should not.
Do you know me
so
at
dramatic.
all?
Now we're going to do the same with the Kit Kat. Oh, yeah. Fine, I'll just do it for you.
Okay, wait.
Now, I understand that Khloe Kardashian or one of the Kardashians shared this method. I want everyone to know that I've been eating Kit Kats like this since before she was probably even born.
Was either Courtney or Kim or both?
Well, whatever. So again, you just bite off the little end.
Okay, but Kit Kats don't have caramel, so.
Bite off the other end.
I hate this.
So then you hold it like this, you see?
And then bit into the cracker a little bit.
It's okay, you can bite into it. And then the side of the chocolate starts to come off. Because there's like a little chocolate ledge on it. See? And then you go to the other side. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that part just broke right off.
See?
I still hate it.
How have you never tried it like this? It's so weird to me.
Because this is psychotic.
But do you see how long we've been able to enjoy it? Been forever. Now.
Am I enjoying it?
If you want, you can take off each layer.
Individually? There's like 5 layers.
Yeah. See? Or at that point, you can stop. But I like that. You got so many different bites.
I have never actually tasted just the wafer part.
And isn't it delicious?
Okay, I didn't hate that one as much as the Snickers, but I still don't love it.
And now, for my final fuck you.
I'm not eating that.
It was really very surprising to me how many people did not like dots.
What do you mean?
Eat it!
No.
Fine.
I hate gummy stuff. I really hate dots.
It's so good.
No, it's not.
It's just chewy and fruity.
I hate both of that.
That's good. I love it. What not to like?
All of it, the chewiness, the flavor.
I will say green is not my favorite, but anyway.
Is green ever? Is it sour apple?
Lime.
I don't like citrus.
The strawberry ones are the best. You sure you don't want it? I'll share it with you. I'll give it to you. How about eat it? Oh my God.
Why is it warm?
Why
is it warm?
It's been in my pocket.
Yeah, see, these remind me of like, I really hate this.
I like it because it stays with you.
It just popped in my mouth. Is it supposed to do that?
What? No.
What's that over there?
What a big baby. I don't like carrots and I don't like ducks.
Okay. The aftertaste isn't horrible, but I hate everything else about it.
So good.
It's the strawberry part. I do love strawberry flavored things.
But a lot of people were saying that it's an actual ideal scenario.
What is dots?
That you like certain things and I like certain things, but they're opposite, which means that we don't ever have to worry about having to fight over candy.
Like when there's one Reese's left at her house, it's like, who's going to eat it? I'm going to eat it.
I will literally throttle you and I will take it and eat it.
All right, so we are going to read. So we've been getting a bunch of write-ins in.
They're my favorite.
We do still need a bunch of people to write in for cultural food stories and to give us foods to eat for the next episode. But we have also been getting a bunch of other different types of write-ins, including feedback, stories, things like that. So we're going to read a couple of those before we play a fun game of this or that, or would you rather? Rather?
I feel like you and me doing a would you rather or a whatever. I think it's going to be, I think we have a lot of controversial and opposing opinions.
Some screaming.
I think there's going to be some very vehement disagreements because somebody is always wrong.
Somebody is going to go shrieking a little bit.
You're more of a shrieker than I am, so fine by me. All right. Let's see what this listener had to say. Hey, Susie and Ed. Hope you two are fine. You can just call me D, 13, almost 14, male. Aww.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hi. Cute. Filipino mixed white. Yes, I think both of you are cool. Not dusty and old. LOL. Thanks.
I know I'm not dusty and old.
D. I mean,
Almost.
I feel like I'm always stuck in both worlds of my identity. There are times where I wish I was full Filipino and embraced it more, and same with wishing to be fully white and just to fit in more. It's always pained me that I can barely speak the language. It's something I've always wanted to learn and speak, but it's just so hard. In school, I always claimed to be just full Filipino or never mention anything about being mixed because it's not like they would ever see me as white. Plus, I pass more as Asian. But yes, I have those moments where I wish I was full white and be one of those popular boys. Oh, you can be... Okay, sorry. Whenever it's just me and my dad, I'm honestly embarrassed. And I can just feel the judgment that I look so different from my dad. I always want to relate to other Asians and their experiences, even though I'm blessed with a wonderful mom. I always wanted that generational trauma to connect with others.
No, you don't.
I was going to say, you don't.
You don't.
My mom has never been super strict on education like most traditional Asians. Of course, she's fine with A's and is fine with B's and even C's, maybe. This has made me enforce a mindset of only A's and to strive to be the very best and smartest. Heck, even before writing this email, I was studying on how to get in Columbia University and Ivy schools.
At 13?
Sorry for this being sort of long, but thanks. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Hugs. Kisses, kisses, kisses. D.
This is really well thought out for someone of your age.
Yeah. And I think, you having this kind of consciousness to even think about these things says a lot about you as a person. I understand, I have mixed kids myself, and I know that sometimes identity is something that I don't want to say struggle with, but it's definitely something that is, on their minds. But I think you can embrace both. And I don't think you have to only be one or the other to try to fully understand, who you are, and who you are is exactly that, a combination of many things. And I know it can be hard, especially when trying to fit in and wanting to fit in. But I will say this, you understanding how fitting in is challenging gets you even further ahead than a lot of other kids, that may not be where you are in their journeys in their lives.
Yeah. And, I used to feel the opposite way when I was a kid. I used to be like jealous of kids who were like mixed races, because I was like, wow, I guess it was like a jealousy of
You
being
get the best of both?
proximity to
Oh,
whiteness.
right,
You know
okay.
what I mean? Because it's like you don't have to deal with all this bullying and stuff. But the more I interacted with people, Asian Americans, people of color, biracial people, multiracial people, I realized that we all pretty much kind of go through similar struggles with identity in general.
Right.
We look one way, but we feel another way. We're treated one way and differently in another place. And so, like, don't focus too much on the granular, and just remember that, like, human experiences are human experiences. And I think you're going to have a really great future ahead of you as long as you continue to be very self-aware and just try to work towards what you need to do to get where you want to be in life. But very impressed by your letter. Thank you for writing
And
it.
also, I hope you hear what I say. Like, I don't want you to ever wish to be anything that you're not.
No.
And I say that because I spent a lot of time wishing that I was something different. I wish that I had XYZ qualities about me. But the more I am old and perhaps a little dusty, but it's because I'm old, I've lived a long enough life to have felt one certain way, thinking I would never feel a different way, and then arrived at a different place. And it's because I knew that I never wanted to be different from what I am. But it takes a while. It's a journey for all of us. And I know you're going to get there because you're way ahead of me. At 13, you're way ahead of where I was, for sure.
Yeah. And even the people that you think are confident because they're popular or whatever, I guarantee you they're all going through the same feelings of feeling like they're an imposter or not feeling comfortable in their skin and wishing that they were someone else. That's a very universal feeling. So you're going to be great.
And thank you for writing to us.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of emails and stuff from 13, 14-year-old kids. Well, actually, I do. Actually, more than you would think. But it's nice to have one.
Hi, awesome people. I have a weird question for your podcast.
I love weird questions.
I'm 3 months pregnant.
Ooh, congratulations.
And my smell to gag reflex is just ruining my life.
So relatable. This is something I can totally relate to.
I don't. I work at the office 3 days a week and share a space with the loveliest Indian man. We are not super close. He started a couple of months ago in our busiest time, so we haven't gotten the chance to become buddies yet. He snacks and eats his lunch at his desk, which normally would be completely fine. But in the last 6 or so weeks, my smell sensitivity has been driving me crazy. And although his food looks delicious, I can't stomach the smell. I don't want to share my pregnancy news yet. What can I do?
Ooh, that is complicated.
That is complicated.
I can relate to both. That is a tough one because
Coffee?
The first 7 months of my pregnancy with my second daughter, I threw up 5 times a day, all day, every day. It was awful.
Horrible.
It was awful. I was like, how am I gaining weight? I can't keep anything down. It was awful. And the smell of anything, onions, garlic, kimchi, everything was just like, and then I would just, vomit. So I totally get it. And you're also wanting to be sensitive to the cultural foods of a coworker. God, I don't know if I have any advice for that because you don't want to, and I would obviously like blame it on the pregnancy because that's what it is.
But she's not ready to
share that. So that's really difficult.
I mean, the only things that I can think of is that you leave the office every day during lunchtime. And I don't have any specific experience with this, but I hear that coffee beans really help to neutralize smells.
It neutralizes the smell just in your nasal cavity, but it doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe during
room.
lunchtimes, maybe she can just like have a can of coffee beans.
There
like,
are
right under her.
Ginger's a really good thing for nausea. There's also a medication called diclegis that I believe is approved. It was in Canada for a long time, but I believe they have it now in the United States, which was the only thing that helped me and I was really anti-medication, I had like unmedicated births. Like I really wanted my births to be as, unmedicated as possible. And by the end of that 7th month, I was like, fuck it, hand me the fucking diclegis. And it felt like night and day.
Did you try any of the candied ginger? I heard that works.
Yeah, the ginger candies work. Okay. And there's lollipops that you can get too. But I would definitely look into the ginger candies to start.
The only other thing I can think of that's sad is like me picturing you hiding in a bathroom stall during lunch, and that's not a way to live.
Maybe
not during a pregnancy.
Are you allowed
especially.
to go outside and just like get fresh air?
That's what I mean. The best advice I could probably have is to try to not be in the office during lunchtime.
Yeah, and I bet your doctor would write you a note if you needed one for like work or whatever that says that, you know, for medical reasons or, you know, whatever, you need to be, you know, outside for certain times of the day.
If you can get out during lunchtime, that's what I would probably be the best suggestion.
Oh my God.
Or maybe you can like offer to go to lunch with that guy somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, you want to go get a sandwich?
I guess that's not like a daily thing, but you could do that once in a while at least, you know?
Yeah, try it. I'm really sorry that you're feeling that way though. I really understand how fucking awful it can be.
I have a sensitive nose, so like I kind of get it, but
you
not,
have no idea.
But not really.
You have nope. Sorry, I love you. You can't. You can't
that's
relate.
what I'm saying. I have a sensitive nose, so like I understand that part, but
no, it's like the smell of anything. I couldn't be next to my husband. The smell of like his like pheromones. I was like, get away from me. You fucking stink.
That's crazy.
You're disgusting. I couldn't, any food cooking in the house, get it out of here. He would bring home dinner. I would get it out of here. Get everything, throw everything away.
That's
throw
crazy.
everything away. My own shampoo, I was like, oh, that I've been using forever. I was like, I can't even smell it.
That's so wild.
So yeah, no, it's not a joke. It's like your body is like really doing something. It's awful. Dang. Yeah.
Maybe it's the kid. It's like, I hate these smells.
Which is crazy because my kid loves food. She'll eat anything. All the foods that gave me like adverse reactions, she's like, oh, well, this is my favorite. I'm like, it's weird. It's so strange. Anyway, you read this one. I don't want to read today. I'm so tired.
This is from an anonymous writer, and they wrote, my job has turned me racist.
Well, that is quite the attention grabber.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
No.
Are you a police officer?
Okay. Are you in Congress?
Yeah. I, female 45, moved to a very touristy area 7 years ago and got a hospitality sales job. I moved from Los Angeles and moved from Los Angeles. So more touristy than Los Angeles? I moved from Los Angeles and was in the entertainment industry for 15 plus years and consider myself very liberal, left-leaning, and anti-racist. However, about 2 years into my new job, racism towards a specific nationality started brewing inside of me. I'm a little nervous for where this is going.
Yeah, me too.
As my experience grew with this nationality, so did my anxiety. My coworkers feel the same way across the board. We commiserate with each other about our feelings towards this nationality. We just have to say a common surname for this nationality, and we all know what frustrations the other is dealing with. In the beginning, I would rationalize with myself by saying they grew up with these traditions of heavy negotiations and never take the price given, and that's different from how I grew up. I'd say I recognize their cultural differences, and I just didn't like it because I wasn't used to it. But it grew tiresome, constantly combating specific people who wanted discounts and deals that just didn't exist. And it is combat. This specific nationality has negotiations in their DNA. The parents taught them and so on back generations. Taking no isn't in their culture. Badgering salespeople is natural where they grew up. Even though I recognize it, I've come to loathe helping them. I see a surname on an email or caller ID and want to run. It's gotten bad as the years go by. I can honestly say I have negative interactions with 85 to 95% of the people of this nationality I assist. My thoughts are ugly. I don't want to have a blanket of dislike for an entire country's people. I don't like judging someone negatively prior to them speaking, but I do. I can't help it, and I need help. How can I get better?
That is very tough. I think what you're talking about is a cultural thing. There are lots of cultures, Asian included, a lot of Middle Eastern cultures. Like my mom would haggle everywhere. It was so embarrassing. I hated it. I would make her stop. I'd be like, stop, Mom, we're at Express. She's not going to get what are you doing? There's no discounts. So I work in retail essentially, and I know what she's talking about, what they're talking about. There are definitely some cultures that are accustomed to doing that. This is how you shop in certain countries. So like, I know what you're talking about. Many, maybe most countries. It's just not something that's widely practiced here.
And I will say you can haggle here in America too.
Yeah.
We just don't. I've haggled
car
prices.
Salesman, like that's
I've haggled prices down at Best Buy.
Yeah. It can and it does happen. It's just not something that is generationally taught like it is taught to like my parent. Like, so my husband, who is white, and I obviously am not. When we have an exchange or an experience with like a customer service interaction, I'm like, no, we should be getting at least 10% off for that. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, we should. This was not how it was supposed to be. There should be some kind of compensatory situation.
Yeah, customer service.
He's like, no, it's just fine. I'm like, it's not fine.
Yeah.
It's not fine. And he just accepts it, where I'm like, I'm so sorry. This was supposed to be this way, and this is obviously not how this ended up. So is there something that we can do?
Yeah. And a lot of larger corporations, they don't give it to you unless you ask. Like Amazon.
So I understand what you're talking about, and I experience it all the time. I experience it all the time. Well, so is this your best price? Can you give us a discount? I'll send more customers if you give me a discount. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, shit, even at our gallery and our clothing store, we used to have Asian people come in and be like, we get an Asian discount.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't fucking know you.
No, I don't know all the time. I'm like, you want me to give you the bro deal? I don't even know you. Like, what are you talking about? So how I combat that, I mean, first of all, I don't think you can put it on any one ethnicity. I don't think you can put it on any one type of person that has a type of surname. I think what you have to do is get out of your mindset that the way that you live and the way that you experience, I don't know, capitalism is the same for everybody. It's not. And I think if you start to understand the cultural nuances of these other people's life experiences outside of the United States, you could be like, okay, I understand why they're like this. It's because this is how it is done where they are from. And I have to be more open and accepting to the idea that that is something that I have to deal with if I'm going to be doing this job. And that's just that, that's as simple as it can be.
Yeah. You have to see the reason why you're turning racist is because you're telling yourself a narrative and you keep validating it every time it happens by telling yourself this narrative. And the best thing to change anything is you have to start telling yourself other narratives by trying to put yourself into their position. Like Susie just said, sometimes I negotiate too, maybe not in sales, but like when something happens, like I think I deserve this and this, and when you start seeing yourself in that way, the hate starts to dissolve because it becomes a human thing and not a race specific thing.
Right.
Like I used to work as a server for a really long time, and it was hard to start not feeling a little racist towards people of color because they maybe weren't as great of tippers or anything, you know what I mean? And then it wasn't until I had a conversation with my mom where my mom was like, yeah, 10%. I was like, no, mom, standard is 20. And it was then that I was like, you know what? Most people just have never worked in the industry and they just don't understand how it works.
Right.
And once I came to that realization and put my mom in the shoes of those people, it stopped becoming about race and it just started becoming a people problem and an educational problem or a cultural problem. Maybe not problems not the right word, cultural differences, or just lack of knowledge or things like that. So you really just have to, every time that happens, even if they are of that nationality, instead of being like, oh, it's because of that, you just have to start telling yourself something different. And little by little, you're going to chip away, or maybe all at once, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, man, that was a shitty thing for me to do.
Right.
And hopefully you uncondition yourself. But the fact that you recognize there's a problem is a really good first step. It's just, that's not the only step. It's a continual work thing that you have to do every time. Every time you feel those negative feelings, what you're basically doing is you're putting in work to validate yourself. You have to put in work to tell yourself the other thing every time. It's called conditioning and unconditioning. But you'll get there, hopefully.
And I don't think you're becoming racist.
No.
I just think that you're just kind of reinforcing a lot of your biases and putting it under a label. And I don't think you're necessarily hating the culture or the race or whatever. You just hate this aspect of something that you just don't like dealing with. Yeah. And that's very different than being racist, I think.
Yeah.
Because not everybody from that race is going to be that way. And you know that.
Not only that, but sometimes even when we get frustrated, I think we put it on someone else that they frustrated us. Right. Instead of being like, you know what, I can take actions to bring myself down. You know what I mean? And awareness is key, but we have to, it's an active work to undo your biases. Yeah.
Now for the would you rather portion of our game show.
Also known as this or that.
Whatever. I'm going to go first. Would you rather be able to eat anything you want and have it be perfect nutrition, or have to only sleep 1 hour a day and be fully rested. I know which one I'm picking.
Wait, say that one more time?
Would you rather be able to eat anything you want and have it be perfect nutrition, or only sleep one day and
the former, obviously.
Yeah,
I just eat whatever I want. I already only sleep 4 hours a day, so the 1 hour thing is like, man.
And if I only have to sleep 1 hour, then I can spend the rest of that time eating perfect nutrition. You see?
Yeah.
I'll gain an extra 8 hours.
If I could eat like a tub of fried chicken and not get the itis, which then will make me pass out for hours, then I already
for sure
back to my 4 hour sleeping cycle.
I'm one of those people. I definitely don't feel like I have enough hours in the day, so I would 100% take that 1 hour and be fully rested. I can sleep 7 hours and be like, I'm fucking exhausted. So 100%.
So you would pick the hour
of sleep?
Yeah. Oh shit! I thought we were in agreement this whole time for some.
Oh, you picked the
dumb
food?
Reason. Yeah, for some reason we were not hearing each other. I picked the food.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like food gives me dopamine, but I can't eat food all day because I pack on pounds very quickly.
No, but it's not saying you can eat whatever you want. It's just saying you could eat and have perfect nutrition. That is a very different scenario than what you're saying.
Wait, no, that I took that as in like you can eat however much you want and it would be perfect nutrition as in like you won't get fat.
Oh, see, that's not how I interpreted it at all. I just interpreted it like you will have all the nutrients that you need. That's good for you.
Stupid.
Well, it doesn't say anything about weight. I mean, you're projecting a little bit.
That's how I
Edward.
interpreted it.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
then, I guess maybe sleep.
Oh, Ed. Just read the next one. No.
Would you rather give up air conditioning? Oh, hells no. And heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life? Internet.
No, you need the internet to live. I can't do banking. I can't do my job.
If I use the internet a lot on my phone, it'll get hot, and that'll be like a heater.
Oh God, but I love air conditioning so much.
Yeah, but like
that would be so sad. I hope this doesn't happen. I don't have to make this choice.
If I had to make that choice, I'd rather have internet and just wear
booty shorts.
I would wear very short shorts.
Is that your solution?
Thongs. Yeah.
Oh, you just outside?
I would just be basically
feels
naked.
Unsanitary.
Well, then give me
what
air conditioning.
What if you have to sit at a bus stop?
That seems like the next person's problem, not mine.
Not if the person right before you was,
then I wouldn't sit.
You might. You can't always see bacteria. You can't ever see bacteria. Would you rather solve world hunger or cure cancer?
Boring.
Hunger.
Cancer.
I'd go hunger. The thought and idea of like children being malnourished and starving, it like breaks my heart. And like that kind of stuff keeps me up at night. And I know that, obviously curing cancer, if I could have a second choice, would be the next one. But like starving children, first of all, starving children shouldn't even be a problem, right? That shouldn't even exist. So the fact that it exists at all is already disheartening enough. But
neither should kids going through chemo.
Sure, of course. But I didn't say that because other kids will eat, other kids should have cancer.
No.
I didn't say that.
No. I'm saying like for me, I chose cancer because like the thought of little kids going through chemo.
Sure, of course.
I'm like, no, we can't have that.
Right. But solving world hunger is something that we could do right now if we wanted to.
Which is why I chose cancer.
Right. But
that's like something that seems like it's not happening.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point.
Because then like we can figure out how to get people fed as long as we stop being greedy.
I mean, Jeff Bezos could turn around and feed everybody tomorrow.
But the cancer thing, it's like we've been going at it for decades now.
That's
and
a good point.
We can't.
You raise a good point. Next one. I hope they're not all this depressing.
Would you rather scream at full volume whenever you speak, which already happens?
Wait.
Or run at full speed whenever you need to travel by foot?
That would be so funny. What if you're like walking in a group of people? You're like, I'll see you guys over there.
Yeah. So you're basically Flash. If the ladder doesn't come with sweating, I would choose the ladder.
Same. Because what if you have to like whisper?
Also, I don't understand. Maybe because we already both have loud voices. I'm like, why is that something desirable? Like, why would you want that?
I don't think either of those things are desirable. That's the point. You have to choose the one that's least desirable. Nobody wants to be able to have to walk full speed every time you go anywhere.
I was thinking of it as superpowers.
As an advantage?
Yeah,
no.
That's why I literally was like, it's like the Flash.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather have to run full speed every time.
Yeah, because
you would look ridiculous. But at least like in movies,
I can't wait for this movie to start. Here it's really good.
What time is it? How long have we been here? Imagine being like at a wedding or a funeral and be like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny.
Sorry, we just yelled. Hopefully Ron will fix the volume on those parts.
Weird one. I don't even understand what that means. Oh, God.
Oh, this is a good one.
Would you rather have an obsessive, insane person love you or hate you? Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
That's like a very fine line, love and hate, of that magnitude, especially.
Oh
that's why when you're in love, that's why when you're married, you have crazy fights because teeter-tottering.
Oh, God.
Love. Hate.
But love at that level is, like you said, no longer love, right? Because then it gets like really scary. So I wouldn't call him a stalker.
Like fetishization, technically?
I wouldn't call him a stalker, but in college, there was a guy who would always be very persistent about pursuing me. And it got to the point where I was just like kind of scared of him. And like, I convinced myself that he probably wasn't, he was probably harmless and it was probably fine. But it did leave me just like anytime I like heard a noise, I was like, oh my God, is that him here? Is he at my door again? Is he, it was like that. But like he'd come to my door and it would be like really sweet. And he'd like give me like a little gift. I'd be like, that's getting scary. And I don't want that. Please stop. I hate it.
I had someone I had to basically get like a restraining order against. And like even when I moved from Philly to here, I hadn't seen her in like years.
You had to get a legitimate restraining order on somebody?
Much,
oh,
yeah.
fuck.
And then like the week before I moved from Philly, I moved out of my house in Philly to move back to LA. I randomly one day saw her standing across the street from my house.
Oh, this bitch.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Fuck out of here.
So like, I don't really know how to answer that question.
No, but also hate. Like, I've had like some online people like hate me and like try to find me and stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Terrifying.
That's why I think like the lesser of the two might be love, because I get that both instances might lead to death. But if they
love you and you're with somebody else, they might kill the person you love.
That's what I'm saying. Either way, it's going to lead towards death. But I would rather them love me.
We're all going to die.
Keep your enemies close, right? That's the thing. It's like, I'd rather them love me so I can keep an eye on them, because if you hate me, then you're lurking somewhere in the shadows, and that's too much of an unknown. If you're keeping your enemy
close, then you're keeping the person that hates you close, not the person that loves you. Because the person that loves you is not your enemy.
That's what I mean. So I'd rather choose the love, because then I can see what they do. Whereas the haters, they're like unknown,
It's a bit of a contradiction what you said, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, also, I like this question.
All right, read it.
Would you rather be able to converse with non-humans, animals, or have lifelong fluency in every human language? You don't like that question? Oh my God, I would die to be able to speak to animals.
Because I can't choose. I want to talk to my dog so bad.
Yeah.
But I think it's so important. It would be so cool to know every language.
They have those like interpreting things now where you like put it in your ear. And
you know what? I can learn a language, but I'll never be able to talk to my dog.
Yeah, no. Although sometimes movies, they do make it seem like there's some technology that could be made in some future where we can understand our dogs, but I feel like that's further away.
All Huey would say is, I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
That's all he would say. My butthole itches and I'm hungry.
Yeah. What's this taste like? What's this taste like? What's
all
this
day
taste
long,
like? That's
all day long.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to pull this one.
So we kind of already do talk to our dogs.
Kind of.
Skit.
Would you rather eat fried chicken that smells like poop or poop that smells like fried chicken?
Remember, smell is tied to taste. Like, for instance, did you see those?
I would much rather have poop that smells like fried chicken. I don't want to eat. Wait.
Look,
because if smell is such a big component of eating. So yeah, I can just flush my fried chicken smelling poop down the toilet, right?
Wait, I'm confused. So you would pick the poop?
Yeah. Well, the poop that smells like fried chicken because I don't want to.
Okay, so in one, you're eating poop.
No.
No, yes. You're eating poop.
Eat fried chicken that smells like poop. So it's still fried chicken.
So you're picking the fried chicken.
No, I'm picking the poop that smells like, eat.
Yes.
Start over. I see what you're saying. Okay. I was like, you want me to poop?
It's like I'm so confused.
I thought you were saying my poo smells like fried chicken.
No.
I was like, that's fine. I don't care about that.
You either have to eat poop.
I don't want to eat poop at all.
Yeah, see, that's the tough part. But then you're
Okay,
eating...
let me read that again. Would I rather eat Okay, start over. Would you rather eat fried chicken that smells like poop or eat poop that smells like fried chicken?
And let's also remember, change out smells with taste, because smell is taste.
That second eat would have been very important here. Okay, I see what you're saying. Eat fried chicken.
So this one's hard because outwardly you're either eating fried chicken or someone sees you eating shit. But in your head, you're either eating shit or tasting shit or tasting fried chicken.
I feel like I would still
I'd rather taste the fried chicken.
Eat what?
I'd rather taste the fried chicken.
And you'd eat poop? You would eat a big dookie?
Look.
You're a dookie eater?
Actually, part of my fried chicken is the crispiness. So if I can get the poop to have that crispy layer.
Oh, God. Oh God. Oh God. I would have.
You would rather eat the fried chicken.
Because at least it's still chicken.
Yeah, but you'd be gagging the whole time because it literally tastes and smells like poop.
I don't like it. It's so yucky.
I feel like I would rather eat the poop.
Don't eat the poop.
But at least it would taste like fried chicken.
Don't eat the poop. Oh my God, it hurt. Please don't eat the poop. I'll do anything if you don't eat the poop.
Great. Now my haters have a soundbite of me saying I would rather eat poop. That's great.
I will eat your shit.
Oh God. Would you rather have your food overcooked or undercooked?
Under. Like pork and chicken? You're going to die. You're going to get some kind of worm and you're going to die.
The thought of eating like overcooked steak makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, but well, you're also the guy who will eat poop, so I don't know.
I also will eat my steaks raw too. So
yeah, but undercooked food. Oh God, but then like overcooked vegetables. Ugh.
Oh, I love overcooked vegetables.
Oh my God. You like overcooked?
Oh, actually, the thought of undercooked vegetables is gross.
Can I still eat raw food?
I don't know.
Like, can I eat raw? Like, can I eat a salad?
Maybe it'll accidentally be raw, but it was supposed to be a something.
Overcooked food is not good, but undercooked food can make you sick. So I gotta still stick with overcooked. Fuck.
Undercooked.
Oh, would you rather be a member of the Kardashian family or a member of the Obama family? Sign me up.
What? That's
Michelle
crazy.
Obama is my sister. This is the best day ever. I guess that I'd be Barack's sister, but yeah. Or I could be one of their kids. That would be amazing. Calling Michelle Obama my mom. Mommy.
I think I'd rather be a Kardashian.
You are insane.
I think being an Obama is too much pressure.
But
see, but this is my train of thought, right? Being an Obama means that I have to be on and right.
That's not true.
All the time.
No, their kids are living pretty normal lives.
They are leading pretty normal lives, but like as a Kardashian, the standard at which I'm being held to is so low.
Are you insane? Have you lost your fucking mind?
Wait, what do you?
They're constantly getting surgeries. They're constantly being photographed.
No, it doesn't say you have to do any of that.
If you are a member of that family, that will now be yours. But you're saying that's the expectation.
But like Rob Kardashian doesn't.
But what I'm saying is that why is the expectation of being an Obama that you have to be perfect, but not the same as a Kardashian?
Because they're a train wreck of a family?
That are billionaires.
Yeah. But they have so many controversies that I'm saying the standard is so low that like I don't have expectations to live up to. And that's like,
so you want to be the dirtbag Kardashian? That's like the worst thing you could possibly be instead of just being a regular Kardashian.
That's what I'm saying. Just because you're a Kardashian doesn't mean you have to be a dirtbag. You're just a part of that family.
have you yet to meet one that isn't
well,
one?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I could be me, but if I was just happened to be a part of the Kardashian family,
wouldn't you rather be part of a family that is like philanthropic and like, changing the, but not, because you said no.
No, because then as an Obama, I would have so much expectation that like the smallest, like let's say for instance, if I got caught.
You're not really saying that the Kardashians aren't constantly being scrutinized, are you? That's insane.
No, they are being scrutinized, but it's at a different level.
It is constant, unrelenting.
It is constant.
They cannot go and do anything.
No. That is true. They do have eyes on them all the time. But I'm just saying that, like, see, my life mantra has always been no expectations, so that, like, you want to set expectations low so that anything you do seems above and beyond. Whereas if the bar is set high, unless you're constantly delivering at that high performance level, if you dip even if you just like go barely below to be normal, all of a sudden you're being scrutinized because you're not at your best all the time. Whereas with the Kardashians, the expectation is so low that even if I was to just be a normal human being, they'd be like, whoa, you're probably like the best Kardashian.
I don't understand is how you can perceive that the standards of being a Kardashian is so low.
It is.
Am I insane?
No, because like, let's say for instance, every single one of them.
You think that their mom doesn't put this insane amount of pressure on them to be what they are?
Pressure is different than standards of expectations.
No, they're not.
For instance, like if Malia Obama did cultural appropriation, she'd be done. If she culture appropriated someone because the expectation of her is so high because she's so right, her family does the right thing all the time.
Okay, not a great example though.
But right, but that's what I'm saying. But the Kardashians, each and every single one of them have culturally appropriated so much, yet they continue to thrive because the expectation of them is so low.
So then are you saying that you would be a Kardashian and then help bring them up?
No. I'd be a Kardashian so that I can be who I am now without being scrutinized. If I was who I was now, I would not live up to the Obama standard.
I hear that.
I would be like the black sheep.
But why? You keep saying that the Kardashians are not scrutinized. They are in the public eye 24 hours a day.
No, but being in the public eye and having a standard is different.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
this level of scrutiny and the pressure that they're probably under to constantly be who they are must be so insane and so intense.
It is. But for instance, if Malia Obama was the one who did that Pepsi commercial, they'd be done.
I understand what you're saying.
But Kendall Jenner, because the expectation of the Jenners and Kardashians are so low, they're just like, you know what?
I think what you're doing is maybe it's a semantic issue that I'm having with what you're saying is because you keep saying that their expectations are so low. Yes. Their standards are so low.
Not their standards.
No,
the standards that are being society holds them to.
What you're saying is that they can just keep kind of coming back is what you're saying. But that has nothing to do with the amount of scrutiny that they endure.
I'm not talking about scrutiny. I'm talking about the standards.
But their standards are still very high.
Not their standards.
The standards that society holds them to is still very high. You think if they all just stop doing plastic surgery and they all stop their show.
That's what I'm about to say. The standards for the Kardashian is only high from a aesthetic standpoint,
which is a constant thing that they always have to
do. But that's something that I can live up to if I wanted to. You know what I mean? But what you want to is what I'm saying. Like, for instance, like I'm a huge stoner, right? If I was an Obama and the public found out I was a stoner, I would be the fucking loser of the family. And why would I want to be the loser of the family when in the Kardashians, I can be like, oh, the Kardashians are shit, but like Ed Kardashian, he's a good guy. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think that works that way. I don't think that there's enough differentiation. I think they're all kind of. I don't. I do not.
That's your opinion.
Well, I mean, again, yes, and yours is wrong.
As usual.
As usual, yours is wrong.
Mine is right.
You know, maybe it's because I think exactly the opposite of you. I think if I always do my best, then I can't be scrutinized for not having done enough in comparison to other people. Yeah. If I always do my best and I always do as much as I can, then I can always be held to my own standards. The public
doesn't know you do your best.
If I'm doing better than those that are around me, then they do know.
Yeah, see, that's my point. That's my point.
Right.
Me as I am now if I was a
But
part
that
of the
doesn't
Kardashian,
change the
I would
standard.
already be better than them.
But you always have to. But what I'm saying is I'd rather be part of a family that's actually doing something, the scrutiny aside, and do more for society and for...
I mean, if you take away the expectations of the family, they're the same. They're the same exact family. They have a lot of money. They have a huge platform. That's it.
That's really insane that you just said that the Obamas and the Kardashians are the same. I feel like this is, thank you for joining our final episode of What in the Shibal, because we are so diametrically opposed in every possible way. I don't see how this can continue. My podcast partner is obviously suffering some kind of medical emergency that he's going to need to take a hiatus for, because he just said that the Obamas and the Kardashians are the same. Thank you and good night.
From a perspective where you just strip them down to the bare bones of like the advantages of joining their family, right? The advantage when like you pick a car, when you like look at things objectively,
but nobody's okay.
Take away all of the extra stuff and you just literally break it down to what it is. Like, this is an off-roading vehicle. This is an off-roading vehicle. This is a famous family with a platform and money. This is a famous family with platform and money. Now, are there a lot of details that make them different? Of course. But I'm saying, like, when you're choosing something,
this is a truck that will drive you into a much better future. This is a truck that will drive you into the bottom of the fucking pits of hell.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're not looking at objectively.
Where the trucks are going is very different.
Adding narratives to them because a truck is a truck.
That was the whole question. That was the question.
No, it's
a family is not a family. A truck is not a truck.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
A family is a family.
So every family is
the same. Yeah, but from
same.
this perspective, like, think about it. From this perspective,
so
I think we approach the question differently. I look at objectively as like, what do I have to gain from joining this family? Which basically what I can take from them is
and I'm thinking, what can I contribute to this family to make it better?
See, that's why our conversations is totally different, because you're looking at it as in like, which family would I rather choose? And I'm looking at it as in like, what can I get from the Obamas? What can I get from the Kardashians? For me, it's the same. Power, fame, platform, money. Fame, platform, money. For me, I would rather, because this has been my life mantra this whole time, is like, keep expectations low so that like whenever you do stuff, because like when I was a kid growing up, I was a smart kid. So like if I didn't get an A, I always felt like there was something wrong with me. So that's where like the Chandler thing came in, and I became the goofball, so that the expectation that I was smart got replaced with, the expectation is Ed is just a class clown. So whenever I did get straight A's, people were like, holy shit, Ed's smart? You know what I mean? Whereas like when I was a smart kid, it was like, that's all I was known for. So like, that's the way I choose it, because I'm like, if I'm an Obama, there's this expectation that I have to be an Obama all the time. Whereas if I'm a Kardashian, the expectation is that I'm going to be this vain, vapid, money-hungry person. And when I then am shown that I'm not, then it's like, Ed's a good Kardashian. Whereas in like, as an Obama, they'd be like, Ed's the black sheep Obama. And I would rather be the good Kardashian than the black sheep Obama.
Yeah, you're right. Our approaches are different. I'm looking at it like I can contribute to this family. I could be an active member of this family, doing things to help and be with their notoriety. I would have the platform in order to actually, do some real change, in the world, not just be like, at least I'm not as bad as them.
Yep, totally.
Your motivation. So yes, clearly we have very different strategies as far as.
Because I feel bad for those kids, like Malia. I can't want to say true. Malia Obama. I feel like even like not even just the Obamas. Like, remember the Bushes, like the Bush kid daughters? And
they're doing fine.
They were, but you don't remember the amount of scrutiny that they were under.
But it was mostly predominantly during their fathers, during their presidencies.
Yeah,
afterwards it's like,
because the microscope's
Chelsea Clinton is living a normal life. Malia, they're living normal lives.
Chelsea Clinton went through a wave after Bill was out of office when people were. But that's
because Hillary was back in politics, and so she was back in the limelight again. And so whereas the Bush daughters, one is hosting the fucking Today Show. They're not. The expectation isn't that they have to be these like politically perfect people. They all go on to live normal lives.
I guess the way that I also look at it is like, I'm pretty sure the Kardashians are richer, And for me, that resource to be able to help people with that amount of money is also a factor.
You didn't say you would do shit to help anybody if you were a Kardashian.
Well, that was my point.
You
I did.
Said, I'd rather be the best Kardashian than the worst Obama.
That was the point, though, was that like when I do, because like if you're an Obama, you're expected to do philanthropic shit like every day. And like, that's too much pressure for me.
That's not true. Why do you think that? Nobody, you want to talk about creating a narrative?
Well, that's what I mean.
Just going to college and like just like living their lives.
That's what I feel like when you live in the public eye, people put that narrative on you, and I would rather my narrative be.
You told me that I can't create a narrative while you're creating a narrative.
I'm not creating. I'm saying public creates a narrative about us.
Right, which is what I did. You said I couldn't do that because I was creating the public narrative, which it does exist, that the Kardashians have to be perfect at all times.
Oh, yeah. But then I agreed with it. I said from an aesthetic standpoint, whereas the Obamas have to be perfect at all times from a, like, what did you do today standpoint. If I was like, oh, I just like sat in my room and like smoked weed all day and watched TV, they'd be like, you're a bad Obama.
See, I don't feel like that's true. I feel like the Obamas, I feel like the girls, they live relatively normal lives. They have boyfriends. They sometimes smoke cigarettes. They go to parties. I've seen them just doing normal things in their 20s. Now, in their futures, who knows? You know, who knows what they're going to do, you know, with those futures. But I don't feel like they're constantly like in the news. They're not constantly being watched. Maybe that's
also because they're like good kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, so that's what I'm saying is like, I don't want to be thrust into this family that like, I think the Kardashians, if I'm being totally honest, have done so much damage societally and to the psyches of young women and to, you know, women's perceptions of beauty standards. I think that they've really done a lot of damage. Now, no, I'm not saying that they haven't done some good. You know, there's definitely some good, but I don't think that from a proportion standpoint that the good that they've done.
No, I mean, no one's inherently completely evil. Of course, some people do good stuff, but like, I agree with you 100% all that. I'm just playing objectively in this fun game.
I think maybe to me too, legacy-wise, historically, I'd rather be part of a family that did more good than bad. But that's where I stand.
I come from a family that did inherently a shit ton of evil stuff. So,
so you want to be the best of the most evil. I get it. I mean,
yeah, but like for me, that was different because like I'm not attached to that side of the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was my dad's side of the family, not my mom. In case you guys are wondering, we'll talk about that at a way later date sometime. Maybe, probably. But yeah, I just I'd rather have the resources. You know, I'm vain.
I know. On that note.
Yeah, but on that note, that was a fun game.
I'm hot.
One of the questions I put down was like, would you rather be a YouTube star or a TikTok star? I was like, what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to be a star in either. I just want to have a platform to help people.
Well, thank you all for listening and watching, depending on what you're doing. I guess. I don't know. I'm tired.
Susie is shutting down.
I'm done. I've shut down half an hour ago.
But on that note, thank you for joining us. We definitely... I'm shutting down too.
Ooh.
On that note, yeah. On that note, thank you for joining us. We really do enjoy having you guys here. Please make sure you write into us so that we can have more future episodes. Anything you want. We do give advices sometimes as well, you know?
I don't know why you'd want our advice, though. We clearly are so dumb. I'm very sorry.
I feel like she's projecting it towards one of us.
I mean...
See? Expectations help. But...
I'm sorry that's what you're going to expect now.
But we do enjoy you guys. Why do I keep saying that? That is not what I want to say. By the way, thank you for joining us on this episode. Make sure you follow us on our socials.
You can find me at Sujo1 on Instagram and TikTok. And
I'm at Etch a Sketch with the J on, the stuff. And you can follow the podcast at What in the Shibal, SHIBAL. And please write to us at whatintheshibal@gmail.com. Otherwise, if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Ding.
And thank you to all of our Patreons. If you do want to be a part of the show and be one of the producers, make sure you join our Patreon. The link is provided down below. Otherwise, thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the next one. Okay, bye.
Ed Kardashian signing out.